The Hadley Institute for the Blind and Visually Impaired presents iFocus, tips on using the vision accessibility features on the Apple Watch. In today's installment, we'll look at the Apple Watch side button. Hello, my name is Douglas Walker. Today, we will be exploring our Apple Watch side button. Now, we'll find our side button on the right-hand side of our Apple Watch and just below our digital crown here. You know, it's shaped a bit like an oval for us. Now, our side button will perform several different functions, and our function depends on the duration or the number of times that we press it. All right, if we press our side button once, we'll bring up our dock. Now, our Apple Watch dock is very similar to the dock on our iPhone or our iPad. Our dock is where we will find our favorite or our most frequently used apps. Now, the apps that we find in our dock can be totally customized from our watch app within our iPhone. We can either select the apps that we want to always appear in our Apple Watch dock, or we can have the apps that we use most often set to automatically populate within our dock. Now, I have selected the apps that I always want to appear in my dock because I really like having the ability to quickly find all of the apps that I use most frequently there. Okay, so let's go ahead and check out our dock. So we'll just tap or quickly press our side button here, and we'll just press our side button.
Dock. Settings.
Great, our dock has opened for us, and we've been placed on our Settings app right here. Now, it's important to know that our Settings app is not actually open right now. We're actually on like an app icon, and we could just single finger double tap to open or launch our Settings app if we want to. Now, we aren't going to do that because we're going to quickly just right flick a couple of times through our dock here. Okay, so we'll go ahead and we'll just right flick here, and we'll right flick to our dock here.
Messages. Swipe up or down to select a custom action, then double tap to activate.
All right, so that's pretty cool. Let's right flick one more time here to our next
phone. Swipe up or down to select a custom action, then double tap to activate.
Okay, so here we are on our phone app, or our phone app icon, and you guessed it, we could just single finger double tap to launch our phone app. Now, we heard VoiceOver give us some action hints, so we know that we can simply just flick up or flick down to cycle through our actions. And how about we try just that? We'll just flick down our watch face, and we'll move through our actions here. So we'll just flick down our screen here.
Remove.
We heard VoiceOver announce remove. So all we need to do is just single finger double tap, and our phone app would be removed from our dock. Now, we can always get to our phone app by just tapping our digital crown. However, it will no longer appear here in our dock for us. Now, we don't want to do that, so we'll just flick down to our next action here. So we'll just flick down.
Activate. Default.
Okay, we heard VoiceOver announce activate, and that it's our default action here. So we know that we can, again, just single finger double tap to launch our phone app. And, you know, it's as easy as that. Now, we could just continue to right, or we could left flick through our dock here. But let's just quickly check out our other side button functions. Okay, the ability to use Apple Pay to make purchases right from our Apple Watch, I tell you, is a really super cool feature for us. And pressing our side button twice will quickly bring up Apple Pay. So how about we give it a try? We'll just press our side button twice here, and we'll press it here.
Ready.
All right, we heard VoiceOver announce that our Apple Pay is now ready. So if we were making a purchase, of course, we're now ready to pay, right? We would simply hold our Apple Watch close to our register's terminal, and when our purchase is confirmed, our watch will vibrate or will actually tap us a couple of times, and we'll be given a little ding audio cue, and it's going to let us know that our purchase has been approved, and that's really all there is to it. You know, I really love the fact that we have the ability to use Apple Pay right from our Apple Watch. All right, our side button has one more feature for us, and that is to press and hold to turn our watch on and off. Actually, we'll be given 3 different options here, so let's just hold down our side button here to check out our last feature, and we'll just hold down our side button here.
Cancel button.
All right, our on-off options for us here have opened, and we've been placed on our cancel button. Of course, we could just single finger double tap, and we'd be placed right back on our dock or back on our home screen. But we don't want to do that because we're going to quickly just right flick through our options here. So we'll go ahead and just right flick here, and we'll right flick.
Power off button. Double tap to power off.
All right, so here's our power off button, and we heard VoiceOver announce that we could just single finger double tap here to turn off our Apple Watch, and so that's pretty great. Okay, we'll just go ahead and right flick from here, and we'll right flick.
Medical ID button. Double tap to activate item.
Yeah, and here we find our medical ID, and activating our medical ID will bring up any medical information that we may have entered into our iPhone's health app, which I tell you is super useful for us. All right, so let's go ahead and just right flick here, and we'll right flick.
Emergency SOS button. Double tap to activate item.
Okay, and last but not least, here we have our emergency SOS button. Now, when we activate our emergency SOS, 911 will automatically be called, and our current location will also be sent to emergency services. Also, if we set up our emergency contacts from within our iPhone, a message will be sent to all of our emergency contacts, telling them that we've actually activated our emergency SOS here. You know, this really is a super powerful feature and can be a real lifesaver if we happen to need it. Now, Apple has given us a really even faster way for accessing or activating our emergency SOS. We can simply just tap our side button 5 times quickly here. And again, 911 would be automatically called. And I tell you, that really is super handy. Okay, so that pretty much covers all that our side button has to offer for us. You know, it really is great that our side button not only gives us the ability to quickly get to some of our most frequently used applications, we can also activate Apple Pay, turn off our Apple Watch, and even quickly activate our emergency SOS. I tell you, our side button really is loaded with some of our Apple Watch's most powerful features. Again, my name is Douglas Walker. Take care, and I'll see you next time. For more from the iFocus series, including many other topics of interest to individuals with vision loss, visit the Videos at Hadley page on the Hadley Institute for the Blind and Visually Impaired website at www.hadley.edu.